Hello, this is the first video I'll be making on YouTube for Bridgestem and Midnight Oil. It's a product series for the T937M reflow oven. I've used it for about a week now and would like to discuss some of the strengths and weaknesses and how you can improve on the weaknesses to have a better reflow oven, along with walking you through the software. It's a little difficult. And then I'll be using a product in this video and a series of this video that I'm designing in order to better service your reflow oven. I didn't find very much information available, the T937M. So we'll start here. This is where I purchased it from. The purchase went smoothly. I did try and purchase through AliExpress, and that purchase did not go smoothly. And this is the cheapest one I was able to find. Dollar-wise, there are some cheaper. However, the shipping tends to be a couple $100s. That's why I actually ended up going with eBay. This one's free, and I saved about $70 by going with this one. So from what I understand from online research is that going across the body here, there's a temperature differential of about 10 Celsius. And across front to back is up to 30. But this best thing I can find for under $1,000, or under a couple $1,000. Honestly, I think the next best one I can find is $5,000. And I mean best by being able to follow a profile and a temperature profile and a differential in temperature from the front to the back. I do have the product here. I will be doing a product review later on, but for now I'll be doing a box opening. Let's see, any information on here? The dimensions, the temperature. It's nice that it gets up to 350, and if you buy these, be careful that you get a 110. If you're in the U.S., make sure that you get the 110 volts, 60 hertz, or whatever is appropriate for your area. That's actually why the one from AliExpress didn't work out. They claimed they could do 110, and they were out of stock. That one would have been about, I think, $150 cheaper. So if you can do 208, you can find this cheaper. I don't have appropriate recording equipment, so I'll be going through these two cameras a little bit. In the future, if I continue to make videos, I will promise I'll upgrade some of the systems. So let's weigh this, see how much it weighs. Product review said it should weigh 41 pounds. Of course, this is in the box, and I read 50.1 pounds. As far as damage, I don't really see anything that shouldn't be expected. Here's a little puncture, actually. Box has definitely gone through some abuse, but I don't see anything that says, oh no, there's damage yet. It's something loose in there. Straps a little tight. Same thing with this. Definitely went through a round shipping. Grab a box cutter. I'll start opening up this reflow oven now. Some hardware is provided. Duct work. It seems that's a little different than what you might just pick up from the Home Depot or Lowe's. I'm sure the same dryer duct would work though. Another piece of hardware, it seems to be a converter for the USB, so you can monitor and show it from the computer. There we go, you can see a little bit of display. We'll get back to the instruction manual. So it seems for the power, they did not provide a standard NEMA 515 plug, probably due to the current it can draw. I can smell that Chinese paint smell on it. Well, it's probably just a paint smell, but I tend to get it on paint from China. They don't give it sufficient time to dry, I think. The first run I'll probably do outside for an extended period of time, kind of get the smell out. Better open a vent up in my lab. So far, there's no visible damage. I'll go do a walk around with you. Now that I have this in a better light, I can see a couple little things. Come on, focus here. Teeny little nick there. Also saw a teeny one there, but I am, I guess, by definition, nitpicking. Never noticed this on previews. There seems to be a little window in there. So opening a drawer. Actually doesn't feel too flimsy. It offers some resistance opening and closing it. As I was lifting it up onto the counter, it did try and open on my leg. I see some nicks there too. As a part of this review, I'm going to solder these guys up with a whole grid of little solder pieces, and this is the part number and my website if you would rather buy some pre-assembled. And my thought is putting them throughout here. I believe they're like just under 4 by 4 inches. Putting them in here so I can bake it out and just right to the melting temperature. I might start a bit below and see if I have a different profile of heat around it. The additional products I didn't review in my unboxing was a fuse, a little worksheet manual. Doesn't really make sense to me. So I guess a business card, product card with some product specs on it. some heat foil with no notes of where this goes. A product manual showing off all their additional products. You can find that on their website. CD with the software for the serial to USB, and then also some software I'll review later on as far as operating it from your computer. And some Chinese writing. Not sure all what that's for. Probably just to show that these have been certified. It seems that it's they have a checklist, so they can show you what they have included in your box. So let's see if I can get this thing on for you. I'm not familiar with this coloring convention, but neutral and power, imagine that's ground, this is power, line, are labeled at least. There's that electrical guy online that's always zapping himself, electrocuting, I think he's electrical boom or something. I think this is worthy of him. So I've learned this. If your wires don't fit in there, sometimes you can just jam on something that does, and it grasps onto it. Okay, let's see if this blows. So far, no. Nothing on the display yet. Let's turn power on. Very Chinese. Let's, for an example, just choose this one. Well, see if I blow my circuit breaker. What do you think the button is to execute? Probably F1. That seems to be going back and forth through the different profiles. Let's choose a cool profile so I'm less likely to burn through fuses. Temperature execute. So it seems that this is a 6-minute profile. 6.5 minutes, so I might just zoom through this. Oh, that was me going over power. My little circuit breaker here popped. Well, that answers that question. We'll have to get this thing some more power. We're going to do some quick math. So we know from the back of the box it says it's 3,300 watts. The voltage is rated for 110 volts. But we also know that current equals power divided by voltage, which gives us 30 amps. The 30 amps is unsettling because look how thin this wire is. 14 gauge, and here's 14 gauge. So this is multi-threaded wire. We use the larger 14 gauge, and I looked at this earlier. 14 gauge isn't rated for 30 amps. I just pulled up the UL standard. I know they don't claim UL, they claim CE. However, they're both similar in wire gauges, and I don't know if I have easy access to the CE. So click on the digital view. You'll be pulled up to an online version. I'm on page section 29.1 or table 29.1. You'll see 14 gauge is 15 amps. However, they also say for heating applications, you need to be, I believe it was 20% below. Perhaps an upgrade, and I'll look at a few upgrades on this guy. May need to get some larger wires. Or the other possibility is that this doesn't draw as much current as it claims it does. So we were able to run this for about 30 seconds last time before my circuit breaker on this power supply went. I'm not sure what it's rated for. Perhaps it's just 10 amps. But I'm going to hook back up to it, measure the current using an inductive current meter. And before the circuit breaker goes, perhaps I can get a reading on how much current I need to be designed for. So I'm going to turn power on to the power strip, turn this guy on. Okay, we're heating. Look at that, we are actually just below 30 amps. We're pushing that cord a little hard. I don't feel it heating up. In a few seconds, my breaker's going to go. There you go. It seems we still have a bit of work to do. That will be it for this first series. Next video, powering the reflow oven and then doing a first bake.